Thanks for that awesome introduction. Um, so yeah, my name is Lacey Kenney, and for some reason I just noticed Zoom says Lacey Crawford. I got married, so don't be confused. I'm not sure how to change it, but and then Jamie, if there's any questions that pop up in the chat, can you just holler at me? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. I have a PowerPoint so I stay on task and don't ramble and don't get pregnancy brain for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to talk about in-person parties and vendor events. I've done a few in-person parties. I haven't yet done a vendor event, but I did a bunch of research for you guys, reached out to a few reps, and so I'm super excited to share all of that with you. So I'm going to share my screen here. Jamie, I need permission. For some reason, it's not letting me now. It says host disabled attendee screen sharing. So 1 second, technical difficulties.
Is it working now, Lace?
Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay, so just let this load here. Sometimes my computer is really slow. Sometimes it's really great. Okay, so in-person events is what we're going to start with. In-home events. See, this is how I had to break it down so I did not get distracted. Okay, so I'm going to go over the basics of what to bring and what you should have on hand. A lot of people think that you need to have this huge inventory, and you really don't. When I did my first in-home party, I had only been a rep for, I don't know, maybe 3 months. And it was one of my good friends. So I just brought what I had of my own, you know, the things I had in my starter kit and just the things that I owned. And if your host has any items, have them bring them as well, just to have on display. So I like to have a clothing rack. For my first event, I did not have a clothing rack though. And I just kind of draped things on her couch and it totally was fine and it worked out really well. So don't get too hung up if you're like, well, I can't really have an event yet because I don't have this, this, and this. Don't get hung up on those details. But you can find clothing racks at Walmart for super cheap, and also Amazon has a lot of great options. And so I have one from Walmart that I use and I love. It's really easy to take up and down. I can try to find a link for you guys, but I want to say I paid maybe $20 for it. And then also you'll want hangers, which you can find at Walmart too. If you have, like I said, a few staple pieces, so, you know, our light and tight leggings, bomber bra, a tank top, just to have on display. I think that that's really helpful. And as I grew my business, what I did was I used my hostess rewards and I just bought one legging in each size. And I honestly just did the least expensive legging in the light and tight, which was the crop leggings, I believe. And I just have one of each of those in each size just for people to try on. And I did that over like a few months time. So don't feel like you have to have this huge inventory, like I said, but that's an option if you are really passionate about in-person events. That's what I did to grow my collection. You can also print off the staple pieces from your back office, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. They have a list in the men's and the women's line that you can just have on display if you don't have a huge collection yet. Another thing that I would suggest bringing and having is an email or like a contact list. You can make one in Google Sheets, or you could even just Google one. If you're not super tech savvy like myself, you can just use Microsoft Word, and just at the top put their name, their email. If you want to get their phone number, you can do that too. And just print that out and have it on display. Super easy. A few other things that I would suggest, I would have your computer, or if you have a tablet, and I know all of us have a phone, so at least have that if you don't have a computer or tablet handy. And I would just have your website up and ready for people to browse, somewhere that they can shop right away, and just browse the site, ask you questions, anything like that. When I do an in-person event, I already have a event set up in my back office, and I have that link popped up for them to shop right away. So that way I know there's not going to be a mix up with rewards if there's, a hostess. But I would do the same thing for a vendor event, just have a separate link open. That way it's easier to track who orders. And then I would also print off a sizing chart, which I have. There's a ton of different ones. There's some in the back office. There's also the Zaya marketing designs. And then, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me know if you can't. But I just put my print offs in these I think it's plexiglass is what it's called, display things. And I got these at Walmart in the photo department. They're like, I don't know, 88 cents or something stupid. Really cheap. So I got these. So I have a size chart. And my printer is not like super high quality, but if you want, you could go to, I don't know, where do you print things that's fancy? We have a place in town, but like, is Kinko still a thing? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. You can go somewhere professional to have it printed. I also printed host rewards, so they know what their hostess can get and what they can earn also. And this I need to update with the 2000 link. But then also put, so my friend Kristen used this from me. So her information is on here. But then I also at the bottom put my website and then my VIP group too. So I have these things on display on my table or wherever I'm having the event. And then I also have like, what's your Zaya level? You can honestly just kind of create and put on display whatever you want. But like I said, I got these little holders at Walmart for really, really cheap. And then you can also have any clothes on hand that you want to sell. Like if you have some things that you bought and maybe you don't like and they still have the tags on there, feel free to sell those. Or if you have like old things that maybe don't fit anymore, or you're kind of cleaning out your closet, I would have those on discount, maybe, 25 to 30% off. It's totally up to you and what vibes well with your business. Just a few ideas. Any extra flair you want to add to your table or events, cute decorations, but I would keep it simple because you really want to focus on the clothing and what Zaya is, right? So I don't have it here. I have it at the salon where I work, but I have this really cute like moonlight that is a crescent moon like Zaya. I found it on Amazon for like $5. It lights up. That's one thing that I just put on display. You could also use one of the felt letter boards. Those are always really cute. You can put your website on that. I think that's a really cute idea. You can, if you're running any sales or discounts, which I'll go over in just a little bit, you could put that on there. Hey, I'm in the middle of a call. And then if you want to have hand sanitizer, I feel like right now that's kind of a good idea just to make people feel comfortable. But again, it's totally up to you. Thanks.
Where should I put these?
In the kitchen, please.
Where?
I don't care, Zoe. Some games for in-home parties. So these are just some ideas that I've done or other reps have done. And again, you just do what feels good to you and what works well for your business. So in the beginning, you can have everyone send you a text message, and this is just an idea that says, I love Zaya, and the first person wins a gift card. So what this does is it gives you their contact information if you want to follow up with them later, reach out, or if they order, they have your number if they have any questions, or if they need to do an exchange later on. But that's a cool idea, really like kind of a good icebreaker in the beginning, and you get their information at the same time. Another game you could do, you can have them try on and model a piece of Zaya or a whole outfit if you have one in their size, and they'll get free shipping, or you can put their name into a drawing. Again, really, fun idea, good icebreaker, and it gets them in the clothing, which I think is super important. You could do that what's in your purse game. People play this at like bridal showers and baby showers, just something completely unrelated to Zaya. Winner with the most points wins. You can find tons and tons of outlet like layouts for that on Pinterest or Google it. Then you can have them create a wish list, and then that way, if their wish list is super long, you could kind of say like, hey, we should totally host you a party too. And I like to use, these are from the starter kit. So this is just like an order sheet. I'm pretty sure these are still in the starter kit. And this is what I use for their wish list. They can write all the things that they want. And also, if something isn't in stock in their size, these are really great. Have them write this down, put their information, and then you can follow up with them later. I've had that happen a few times where a guest really likes something, but we don't have it in their size. So then I follow up with them later using that. One last thing I like to do, especially for in-home parties, to just kind of like incentivize and get them to order right away. Because a lot of people, sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, I'll order later or whatnot, and then they don't order, right? So I like to say that anyone who purchases like at the party during when I'm there gets entered into a drawing. And I usually give away a $31 item or less. So a bomber bra, parallel tank, Havana tank, something of that sort. And I put their name into a drawing, and I'll just draw it right there, get their size information. And then I feel like that has really helped me get a lot of sales for in-home parties. Okay, so Jamie, I can't see you or anyone, but are there any questions yet? I'll just wait a second before I move on.
Let's see. They were asking if you'll share the PowerPoint.
Yep.
Yes, okay. And then, a QR code for your website or Facebook would be cool to put on one of those too.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. That's a great idea.
Let's see. Cassidy said she just has them fill out their info on a little piece of paper and drops it into a jar. That's how she does her giveaways.
Yep, that's a great idea.
And I've done the same thing at my
yeah.
That's it. I think that's it. Oh, cute suitcases. Jess was saying that she uses like cute little suitcases.
Oh, for decorations?
Yeah, and they can put things in them too. So
yeah, that's a good idea. Cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will move on to vendor events. So I found just a couple different displays, and if you guys have done a vendor event, I'll share my PowerPoint in Zaya Fire. Totally drop your pictures and everything below to just kind of help each other, give us some inspiration, sorry, of what you've done in the past. So these are just a couple I found on Zaya Marketing. I always forget to take pictures at events, but this rack on the actually both of these racks are the racks from Walmart. So this is what I have. And at the top here, these posts come out longer, so you can actually display quite a bit. So again, just a couple ideas for you. I really like these block letters here too. That's really cute. Okay, so a few games for vendor events. Since you're not going to be up close and as personal as you would in an in-home event, so gather their emails and phone numbers for a chance to win a gift card or an item. Kind of like Cassidy said, you can have a bowl or a jar out with little pieces of paper and have them put their information there, and then drop it in there, your bowl for, a giveaway, and then you have their information. If you have the option of like a bathroom or maybe a pop-up tent for them to try things on, that's an option. Sometimes it's not always feasible, but if you can, I think that that's really great. And then you can also do like incentivize if they book a party with you, they could get a bomber bra or whatever, resonates well with your business. It could be a $10 gift card, just whatever is feasible for you. I think those are some ideas you could use. Some extra things that go for both in-home and vendor events. Excuse me. Make sure that you follow up with everyone who attended the party or who gave you their email or phone number. I mean, you're going to these events to network, right? So you want to make sure that that's what you're doing and really show your gratitude. And I would just start simple. You have their information. I would just say, thank you so much for stopping by my booth. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do that, and just really show your gratitude. And then, hopefully they'll respond. And then from there, you could, invite them to your VIP page, or if they haven't ordered yet, you could offer free shipping on their first order, $10 off. Again, whatever works well for you. I'm almost done. And I also wanted to say, make sure that you are dressing in like your best Zaya. You want to look good because we are like our product, right? So wear your cutest in stock outfit though. That's what I would recommend, because you don't want to wear a retired item that you can't promote or sell them, right? This happened to me in my VIP group. I shared a picture of me in the lavender Luxe leggings that are retired, and I had like 3 people message and say they want them. And I'm like, sorry, girl. Luxe is the only thing that fits me now, and we don't have them. And then you could also change or layer pieces during the day to show the versatility of Zaya too, or change your sneakers, to show that it can be a completely different outfit, going from the gym to work or vice versa. Another idea you could do is put together pre-bundled deals that are good for that day only. So, a lot of times we do the buy a bra, tank, and legging for a discounted deal. You could do that. And what I would do is print it out, maybe a few different ideas with different tanks, bras, and leggings, and put that on display and say, today only, this combo is this price, or whatnot. And like I said earlier, you could even create a Facebook event or group to go along with it. This is mostly for in-home parties. I've had it before where the hostess, she kind of wanted to do a mixture of both. So we had a group on Facebook. We actually did an event on Facebook where people could also order if they couldn't come to the in-home party. And that worked out really well. We had orders from both. And I still let those people in the event be in the drawing as long as they ordered that same day, if that makes sense. And lastly, my biggest tip is just have fun, be yourself, and just share why you love Zaya. And just really be, vocal, and just if you have fun, people are going to sense that. And I know it can be really kind of nerve-wracking, especially with people that you don't know, but just get out of your head and just go for it, because we're in this business and it's a lot of networking. So, and people are just curious about Zaya. So just share why you love it. And I feel like you won't be salesy if you're just sharing. So get that out of your mind. And I feel like if you're having fun, that just resonates and people see that. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There was one other thing I was going to talk about here. In the in-person events, if people are comfortable with it, I always talk to my hostess first and see if she wants to do like small snacks and mimosas we've done before, or just beverages, whatever. You could do juice, soda. So kind of talk with your hostess about that too. I forgot to put it in my slides. And that's always, I love food and mimosas. So if we could do that, and that just kind of lightens the mood too. So I just have to say thank you, Amanda Rader and Jamie, for your input, because they helped me and gave me some ideas for today too. Any questions?
We have a question. Jess would like to know how do you politely talk to somebody about like what size and fit would be the best for their body type and shape? Do you have any advice about that?
Yeah, so I usually start out by asking like what they look for in leggings. So if they want something that has a lot of compression, then I'll talk to them more about light and tights. Or if they just want like everyday wear, maybe I'll talk to them about luxe or whatnot. And then I always go, we have those new size charts that Zaya released that goes off of hip measurements, which is super helpful, I think. So you can use those size charts, or I ask them their jean size. They're asking you. So I don't feel like they're going to be, offended or taken back if you're asking what their sizes are. Is that kind of what you're getting at? I hope.
Jess, did she answer your question? I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lacey. I specifically was thinking about, here, I'll turn my camera on, but I look hideous. That's fine. I specifically was wondering that when you're in person and you're watching them try them on and you just feel like it's not the best style. I think about when I walk out of the fitting room at the store and people say, "Oh, that looks so good on you," but I know it doesn't. So
yeah,
I just, how do you stay positive and honest with like how we know Zaya, should look and feel?
Yeah. So I would just be really open and honest and be like, okay, so how do you think these feel on you? Right. And then, if you notice that the waistband is a little too tight, be like, well, I kind of think that this might be a little too tight at the top. Does it feel too tight for you? Or do you like how this is fitting? Really get their feedback first and then kind of go from there. And then I would just say, maybe we should try a size bigger. And if those do not fit well for you or you don't like it, we can always exchange it. But I just want you to be comfortable. So I just am really open and honest. And I feel like that just goes well. Like, don't be fake, don't lie, like you said, because that is so annoying to me as well. Like, if I look like a potato, don't tell me that I look good, right? So I think if you're just honest, it's going to be totally fine. You're welcome. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Somebody's asking, where is the best and most accurate size chart to use? Like, where would you suggest finding that?
Yeah, so this is a tricky question because I do really like the new ones that Zaya released on their site with the hip measurements and everything. That's very helpful. I refer back to Zaya Marketing 90% of the time. And I just literally search, I ask my customers a lot, like, how tall are you? What's your weight? And then I say, if you're comfortable telling me that, and then I'll kind of try to find pictures on Zaya Marketing that are similar. So this is kind of tricky with in-person events though. I would honestly use the new size charts that Zaya released. I feel like they are getting better and they're more accurate. But if anyone else has a better recommendation, share them. Jamie, do you have something that you like?
I guess I would probably handle it very similar to how you would. I would just look up, I mean, you can kind of gauge people's sizes, even looking at like their Facebook profile and things like that, asking them what size jeans they wear. You know, I mean, I feel like it's specifically with bras, it's very, very hard to get the right size with bras. I feel like our sizing is all over the place, and I know it can be frustrating. But I think what Lacey said in the beginning, where she bought a pair of leggings in every size, I did the same thing with light and tights. And that has really helped me. I have a bomber bra, an all-star bra, and a pair of light and tights in every single size. And I feel like if I know what they are in a few of those pieces, I can pretty much gauge their size otherwise. I also would have to agree with Lacey, when you are looking at the way something fits on somebody, like for instance, brilliance. I'm always very brutally honest about the brilliance and how they roll at the waist, and that they're not going to be great for a high intensity cardio workout. They're more, because people get really annoyed when the waistband of their leggings roll. So I feel like people appreciate honesty and just say, between you and me, I don't really care for the brilliance because they roll at the waistband. I'm a light and tight girl, and this is why. And then I just start talking about the light and tights, why I love them so much. So I'm very honest with people. That's how I am.
Same. Yeah, and like Cassidy says, you can exchange anything. So, and I personally cover my customers' first exchange. That's totally up to you guys what you want to do. But I feel like that just builds a better, what is that word, repertoire with your customer, so that you're really, willing to get it right for them.
Michelle had a really good idea too. She hands them 2 to 3 sizes and says, why don't you start with these and let me know how these work. If you're doing an in-person event where somebody's trying something on, that's actually a great idea too.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that.
Let's see. Yeah, and if there's somebody that's really tricky with sizing, I would just say, we've got a really great sizing and fit group, and I would love to take your information and get back to you if you don't have time to do it like right then and there. If it's not a busy vendor event and you have time to look it up, you can do it right then and there. I feel like with Zaya Marketing and the Fit Guide, and even just with us in some of our smaller group chats, it's pretty easy to find a suggestion on sizing pretty fast. So
yeah, I agree.
do you guys have any other questions? I think that's it. They're saying,
I hope that was helpful.
So much, Lacey, and you do not look like a potato.
Oh, thank you. I haven't showered yet today, so I'm glad you can't smell me because I just came from the gym. Brandy will tell you. She knows. She was there.
Yep, Amanda said that every time she's been like super honest, she always has somebody comment and says, thanks for being real and not trying to sell me something. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah.
When I do my lives, I am very honest about how I feel about certain things. So,
yeah.
And I also always say, please ask me about sizing if you're questioning something before you order, because I want to make sure you get the right fit the first time and you don't have to hassle with exchanges. And then just explain, we have boutique sizing. It's all over the place.
Yep.
Okay, well, I think that is
okay.
it.
Well, I will. Okay. I'll share my slides with you ladies. And I also have this really great picture that I have had forever, but I use it a lot when people are kind of in between sizes. that I'll share also. It's kind of like, if you like this kind of compression, order this size. If you don't, order this size. I use that graphic a lot, so I'll share that with you. What sizes are most popular for vendor events? Boy, I don't know.
Kind
That's,
of depends on your audience.
yeah, I would kind of talk to your hostess if you're doing an in-person party, but a vendor event, I feel like it's going to be all over the place, honestly. So, and like I said, just do the best you can, and then, you know, get those people in your VIP group, and then you can showcase all sizes.
And I also think it's really important with the vendor events not to get like this high expectation, specifically at a vendor event versus an in-home event. You may not have like a ton of sales that day. It's really more about making those connections and getting your name out there and just, you know, like, I guess building those relationships. So if you walk away with only a couple orders at a vendor event, I would say that's a win because you now have all these people to follow up with. You just have to remember to follow up with them and, you know, make sure you add them to your VIP group. That's a really great way to bring them in.
Yep.
So,
well, thanks ladies for your time. I so appreciate it. I hope that you learned a little bit.
yeah, it was awesome. Thank you, Lacey.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. Well, have a great night, ladies. Thanks for joining us.